Public health and safety are the most important responsibilities of state government, and we are taking this threat seriously.
Governor Doug Ducey and state health leaders seeking to inform the public about the threat of the coronavirus.
This morning I was briefed by Vice President Pence and senior administration officials on the latest when it comes to the national response.
While the number of cases grow across the country, the governor and the director of the Arizona Department of Health Services said the risk of contracting the virus here in Arizona remained low for now.
Within Arizona, we still consider the risk to be low.
Chris says the state has the capacity to test up to 450 samples a day for coronavirus. Currently, the state has about 300 test kits available, which health officials say will help diagnose more quickly. Meanwhile, Chris says they've beefed up monitoring statewide as they expect there will be more cases in Arizona.
We are monitoring travelers here in Arizona so that people who are coming from mainland China are followed up with public health. I also think that, as we expand our testing criteria, we will get additional cases.
Now, Chris is also recommending to stick with the basics when it comes to precautions, things like washing your hands, avoiding people who are sick, and staying home from work if you don't feel well. Take those types of precautions, she says, is going to help contain the spread of the potential spread of this virus here in the near future. Reporting live here in Phoenix, Dennis Welch, Arizona's Family.
All right, Dennis, thanks very much. And we keep getting new video examples of the impact coronavirus is having on places all over the world. We're going to walk you through a couple of them here. Let's start in Paris, France. This is outside the Louvre. Normally, people are lined up out there all day waiting for their turn to get inside, queued up waiting to get in. But the Louvre actually closed today. This was actually over the staff concerns of crowds inside and the spread of the coronavirus inside the Louvre in Paris. No sign of when that might reopen to the public. Here's another example. The Colosseum, normally packed, crowds all over this place. It's not closed, but these are just a couple dwindling tourists who showed up there in Rome. Of course, coronavirus heavily in the Milan area up in northern Italy. And look at Chancellor Angela Merkel today. Look at what happened to her in Germany. You know what? I have to rewind this a little bit. There we go. She walks into a meeting with some of her ministers and goes to shake a couple hands. And people are not really shaking hands right now. Here she goes with this guy. Nope. Hello. Just a wave. That's good enough. That's what people are doing to avoid getting this. And there was one more. Oh, it is election day in Israel. And this is the situation inside one of the quarantined areas there. Elections officials dressed up in hazmat suits to go inside to allow people to continue voting in Israel. So we keep getting these videos. We'll show them to you as we get them. And we will continue to post new information on the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. and all over the world on our free AZ Family News app.
Jared, thank you. Check this out. A propeller plane had to make an emergency landing at the airport out in Goodyear. There was some sort of a problem with the landing gear, so the pilot had to make this belly landing and did so, well, pretty flawlessly. The plane slid to a stop along the runway and the two people on board hopped out. They're okay. The only visible damage was to the propeller. The tips kind of curled back. The pilot is part of the Lufthansa training facility at the airport there. We are staying on top of some breaking news out of the East Valley. A traffic alert for you. The US 60 near McClintock is closed and the freeway is at a standstill. When we checked in last from our news chopper, we saw at least 4 miles of backup headed into the East Valley, and looks like they're trying to do their best to get people off on other exit ramps. But yeah, the damage is done. We saw earlier when we had the chopper over the scene, we could see a pretty banged up motorcycle. We're still waiting for information on what exactly happened. This crash just happened about an hour ago. So the people that you see there have been waiting there for the last 60 minutes or so. Avoid the area if you can. Again, US 60 eastbound closed at McClintock. We're still waiting for an update on the injuries there. President Trump gave an Arizona Mexican restaurant a 5-star review after the owners were called out for attending the Trump rally here in Phoenix. Well, they say they got criticized online and people even threatened to boycott them.
Today was the first day that restaurant reopened following the tweet, so we sent Monica Garcia down to Tucson to check it out.
Well, the owners of Sammys Mexican Restaurant initially thought their support for Trump was going to hurt business today. It had the exact opposite effect.
It's crazy good. I mean, just see so many people respond.
It started with this picture. That's restaurant owner Betty Rivas in the red cowboy hat at President Donald Trump's Phoenix campaign rally in February.
I want to have the right to say what I feel anytime without being persecuted.
After that picture was shared, Betty and her husband Jorge Rivas, both immigrants, and the owners of Sammy's Mexican Restaurant in Tucson say they started getting hateful phone calls and negative reviews online.
Don't go there. We advise you not to go there. If you can think of the most negative and nasty things that you can say about a restaurant.
Then on Sunday, President Trump praised the restaurant in this tweet. Despite getting the city wrong, the endorsement brought hundreds of Trump supporters through their doors Monday afternoon.
I wanted to support this local business. I heard it was getting dogged on Facebook.
Can I call them snowflakes? Because that's exactly what I think they are. They push back, try to hurt people, then we're going to defend them.
All the criticism that they've received, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
Jorge, who was born in El Salvador and given political asylum in the 1980s, says he isn't bothered by Trump's immigration policies blocking most asylum seekers from Central America.
When I migrated, there was an actual civil war going on.
Come here legally, you have our blessing.
And the owner, Jorge, tells me that he has a message for people who want to go online and post rude comments. He says you're just wasting your time because he says thanks to President Trump, his restaurant is thriving. In Tucson, I'm Monica Garcia with Arizona's Family.
Still ahead tonight, Valley firefighters getting training to prepare for wildfire season. We'll show you what they're going through right now.
Mesa has a new chief of police. He is a familiar face. You'll meet him coming up next.
All right, a little bit of rain out there. So far, we have 5 locations that got some, 400 that didn't. We'll tell you if your neighborhood's going to get some rain later on tonight in just a bit.
Before you get up, she's already been at 'em.
3 on your side, Susan Campbell speaking with a safety expert.
Getting cracking at the crack of dawn.
Exposing ripoffs and wrongdoing.
She mornings like an Arizonan. Susan Campbell on your side and on Good Morning Arizona. Weekdays at 7 a.m.
Explore your life outdoors, coming March 13th to West World of Scottsdale. Shop the largest selection of boats, camping RVs, and off-road vehicles. Buy the latest gear and discover adventures in the Southwest, Alaska, and beyond. Fun activities for the whole family. Your life outdoors at the Arizona Sportsman Boat and RV Expo, March 13th through 15th at West World of Scottsdale. More info at sportsexpos.com.
When it comes to your home, the Big Home and Landscape Show has you covered.
Bring your friends and family for a weekend of fun. This weekend only, inside State Farm Stadium with free parking.
Visit mchomeshows.com.
I wasn't supposed to have breast cancer. I was 36, married with 3 kids. I worked out, I love to cook, and was active in my church. A friend recommended Ironwood Cancer and Research Centers. They're experts in treating breast cancer. The doctors and staff were so amazing, and they treated me like family. They showed me that this was just a bump in my road.
If you've had an abnormal mammogram, you owe it to yourself and your family to call Ironwood Women's Centers.
I'm still cooking, and I'm still cancer-free.
Massive savings from Express Flooring are going on now, but only for a limited time. Save up to 63% on carpet, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl plank flooring with free in-home shopping and our free lifetime installation warranty. Call Express today.
Congress is working to end surprise medical billing, and that's a good thing. But that fix cannot include government rate setting, a slippery slope toward doctor shortages and hospital closures. Bad news for Arizona healthcare. The good news is Senator Martha McSally opposes rate setting. She understands it's a bad idea to put bureaucrats and big insurance companies in charge of our healthcare, and there are better solutions for surprise billing. So call Senator McSally and thank her for siding with patients and physicians, not big insurance.
Want to discover all Arizona has to offer? Watch Arizona Highways, Saturday nights at 8:30 on 3TV and Sunday afternoons at 4:30 on CBS 5. Sponsored by Arizona State Parks and Trails and only on Arizona's Family.
Changing gears and mentality from the structure firefighting that we do on a daily basis into a little bit more dangerous environment in the wildland arena.
Now that we're into March, wildfire season is approaching and local fire departments from the valley are getting prepared.
Max Gordon got to tag along as they were training today just to make sure they are ready to hit the fire lines.
It's good to get the tools out, and it's good to get that practice again.
Joshua Eads is a fire captain with the city of Maricopa and spends much of the year fighting fires around town.
When you're in a structure firefighting, you're in a box.
But Monday, Eads and his fellow firefighters had to think outside the box.
I started my career in the Forest Service, so it's good to be able to go back to that.
The grass on the ground might still be green, but wildfire season here in Arizona, it's just around the corner. So today, different agencies came here along the Salt River to practice their wildland firefighting skills.
The individuals that are instructing this are highly dedicated practitioners of the wildland craft.
Monday, firefighters practiced digging hand line, backfiring operations where they fight fire with fire.
By ground to an LZ.
They even practiced talking on the radio.
It's a different way to talk on a radio in a wildland environment than it is in the structure environment.
Also, they'll be ready to answer the call, no matter the call.
Protecting the natural resources, protecting neighborhoods, you can really make a difference.
Max Gordon, Arizona's family.